Good evening everybody, welcome back to a Chart Nerd Technical Analysis video. Today we will be discussing Velo. The ticker is VELO against USDT on the daily time frame. So I've got one indicator on here, and this is the MFI, so this is the money flow index, and it's very similar to the RSI in regards to three very important points, and this is oversold areas, you've got the neutral area around 50, and then you've got the overbought zones above 80. So they give us key indicating points of good indicators of where to sell when you're up in the high zones here in the peaks, and down in the lows, again in the low in the price. When you're low in the MFI, you're sort of in the opportunistic buy areas. So right now, so far so good, and at the moment there's been a few things that I wanted to show you. So within the MFI, we've had this descending level of resistance since we put in this local top on the 10th of September. So you'll see that we had this local top in the MFI here, and we had this level of resistance that it was struggling to break through. And what we did is we created a lower high on the 27th of September, but if you come up to the price, we actually created a higher high. So the MFI on the daily time frame created a bearish divergence because it had a lower high in the indicator, but it had a higher high in the price. But what's happened since this high on the 27th of September is we had the bearish divergence play out, which has brought us down to our local low at 0.0124. Now this is 0.0124 on the daily was an opportunistic area to get involved, as the MFI was back in the floor, back down to very similar levels to where these 0.007 lows were for Velo back in July and August. So the fact that it was lower at these points but higher in price, we've also got an even larger divergence, because we've got lower lows in the MFI here, but we've got higher lows in price. So I think we are looking for some sort of breakout pretty soon. But what's going to determine is the fact that we've broken out of this resistance on the MFI. What we've seen is on the breakout, you'll notice right here we had a back test for support, and we've continued to break out. So does this to define the fact that Velo's had the bearish divergence play out, we've run into resistance, and right now we're sort of compressing between ascending support that's been holding since the 0.007 lows. We're sort of rallying up on this trend line here, looking for the continuation up. Are we going to hold this ascending support line right now, which we have actually come back to and are retesting on these sort of lows here? We are still holding some sort of ascending level of support. So you can see that Velo on the daily time frame is squeezing and compressing here, looking for a breakout or a decision. Now, if we do see a breakdown for Velo and we fail to break out of this descending resistance that's on our heads here, we could look for a potential pullback target to the high 0.011 range, which has been something I've been analyzing for a very long time. And this sort of range, if we do get a trend line over to it, does tie up with our previous. So this ties up with the 1272 here at 0.011. You'll notice that this area of support was the previous double bottom resistance of 0.007. We had an A, B, C correction, back testing it for support. We broke out, created that bearish divergence, okay, where we had the higher high in price, lower high in the MFI. It's played out now. We're sort of coiling up right here. The MFI has had its breakout and a retest and is continuing. So we need to see the break of resistance here for Velo moving forward in order to see continuation. Now, the key levels of resistance for me do stand at this descending resistance trend line, and we need to see a breakout above it and a sort of maybe even another low on this 0.012 range. As long as we hold that right now and break resistance, that's the sort of go sign. So I think 0.014 to 0.016 is the crucial range that we need to see Velo break out of here in order to see any sort of continuation back up to the 0.02 highs that we're coming down from. So right now, this descending resistance has to be broken for Velo. We need to break out, see a retest, and eventually get back above 0.0166. So that is key resistance from our local low back to the previous high that we're falling from. The golden ratio at 0.618 is 0.0166. We need to see Velo tackle out of that in order to see any sort of continuation back up here. But there is a good chance. This ascending support has been holding since July of 2024. we do have another touch point as of recent, and we could again be in the opportunistic areas where back here on the 10th of October when we did put in this 1-2 retest was the actual low. So we need to see the breakout of resistance clear above 0.016 in order to see a retest back up to the potential 0.02 highs that we've fallen from. So right now that's about it from me for Velo. I'm going to maintain it over time. I did give you the targets. If we start losing it and losing our local lows that we're holding and hitting our heads, you've got 0.011, which is the target that I gave you not so long ago in the video of the previous double bottom neckline that was has already been retested, so it doesn't have to occur. The fact that we had this small ABC right here, this ABC correction back down to this double bottom neckline for support and then continued the breakout, we could have had this move here which is already corrected, and we're looking for continuation. So it's tackling the 0.016 range will give us the sort of confidence and breaking this resistance line for Velo moving forward to push on to higher targets. Now just to before I go, I think I have touched on it before, but another sort of confirmation sign here is this irregular expanded flat ABC correction that's occurred, and right now we're just sort of building the base on this level of support from the C wave. So it's all about holding this local low of the C wave at 0.0125, holding the ascending support that's been building up since July, and breaking this resistance and reclaiming the 0618 at 0.016. I hope you've enjoyed the content today, guys. From Chart Nerd TA, take care, peace out.